My dear friends, I want you to stop whatever you are doing and give me your full attention for just a few moments, because what I'm about to share today could change the way you look at your financial future. If you're a senior, retired, or even approaching retirement, this update about Centrelink age pension is absolutely critical for you. There's been a lot of confusion, a lot of rumors, and many questions from people just like you asking, will there really be a $5,000 confirmation? What does this mean for me and my pension? Today, I'm going to break it all down for you step by step in simple language that anyone can understand. And before we go any further, let me say this from the heart. You are not alone on this journey. I know how overwhelming it can feel when changes happen suddenly, when money is tight, and when every dollar matters. That's why this video is not just about news, it's about giving you peace of mind, clarity, and the support you deserve. Now, very quickly, if you're new here, please take a moment to subscribe to this channel. It's completely free, and by subscribing, you'll always stay updated on the latest pension news, stimulus payments, and benefits that could impact you and your family. Hit that subscribe button now and join our growing community of seniors and supporters who look out for each other. Let's begin with the big headline that has everyone talking, the $5,000 Centrelink age pension confirmation. For weeks, seniors across Australia have been wondering if this is real, if it's possible, and if it will apply to them. The truth is, yes, there are real updates you need to know, and yes, they can make a major difference in your financial security. But before I dive into the details, I want to set the stage and explain why this is such an important topic right now. Think about the rising costs of groceries. Every time you go to the supermarket, it feels like the prices are climbing higher and higher. Think about your electricity bill, your gas bill, or even a simple doctor's appointment. The cost of living is not just rising slowly, it feels like it's jumping every single month. For seniors who are on a fixed income, this pressure is especially painful, and that's exactly why the government has been under growing pressure to step in to provide relief and to ensure that older Australians are not left behind. This $5,000 figure is not just a number on paper, it represents hope, stability, and dignity for millions of Australians who depend on the age pension. It's about being able to pay for essentials without constant stress. It's about being able to enjoy life in your retirement years rather than worrying about how to make ends meet. That's why today's update is not just financial, it's deeply personal, and it's something that every pensioner needs to understand. Now let's walk together through this journey. In this first part, I will explain the background, how we got here, why the government is even considering a $5,000 change, and what has been confirmed so far. Then in the next sections, I will go deeper into eligibility, payment timing, how this connects to Centrelink's broader pension system, and most importantly, what you should do right now to prepare yourself and make sure you don't miss out. To truly understand what this $5,000 Centrelink age pension confirmation means, we first need to step back for a moment and look at the age pension itself. The age pension is one of the most important social support systems in Australia. It is designed to provide older Australians with a steady source of income after retirement, ensuring that they can live with dignity and security. But over the years, many of you have told me how difficult it can be to stretch those payments far enough to cover everything that matters: food, bills, medications, and the occasional little treat to make life enjoyable. For decades, the age pension has been adjusted based on inflation, wages, and cost of living pressures. Yet, despite those adjustments, the truth is that many seniors still feel left behind. Why? Because the costs are rising faster than the increases. A small percentage rise in pension payments simply doesn't keep up with the skyrocketing cost of essentials. And this is where the $5,000 confirmation comes into play. It isn't just about a routine increase. It represents a serious recognition by the government that seniors need something more significant to help them manage in today's economy. Now let's talk about why now. Why is the government focusing on this issue at this exact time? The answer lies in three major factors: the cost of living crisis, the political pressure, and the voices of seniors themselves. Across Australia, seniors have been speaking up louder than ever before. Community groups, pensioner associations, and even individuals writing letters to their local MPs have all been pushing for real action. When you hear stories of seniors skipping meals to pay for medicine or sitting in the dark to save on power bills, it becomes impossible to ignore. On top of that, the government has been under constant scrutiny to deliver more than just words. Promises and announcements are not enough anymore. People want action. And as the economic situation becomes tougher, the government knows that older Australians who built this nation through decades of hard work cannot be left to struggle in silence. That is why this $5,000 age pension confirmation is such a big deal. It shows that the voices of seniors are finally being heard in a way that could bring meaningful change. But what exactly is being confirmed? Well, here's the key point. The government has acknowledged that a boost in financial support is necessary, and discussions have been finalized to put forward a structured plan where $5,000 in additional support would be available for age pension recipients. The details are still being rolled out, and that's why you need to follow updates carefully, because depending on your situation, your income, your assets, and your eligibility, you may qualify for part or even all of this support. Friends, I want to pause here and remind you of something very important. Whenever changes like this are announced, confusion spreads quickly. Some people will say everyone gets it, others will say no one gets it, and still others will spread myths or half-truths on social media. That's why it is so important to rely on trusted, clear information. That's exactly what we are doing in this video. I want you to walk away not only informed but confident about what steps you should take next. So in this video, as we go deeper, I will carefully explain the eligibility rules, the process of how payments are made, and what role Centrelink plays in ensuring you actually receive this money. I will also explain how this $5,000 support connects with other benefits, supplements, and pensions you may already be receiving. And before we finish, I'll give you practical advice on how to prepare yourself so that when the payments are released, you don't face unnecessary delays. Remember, this is not just about money, it's about your peace of mind. It's about knowing you will have enough to cover your essentials without losing sleep at night. It's about knowing that after all the years you have worked, contributed, and sacrificed, you are finally being given some relief that is long overdue. Now that we've set the background and understood why this $5,000 confirmation is happening, let's move into the most important question that's on everyone's mind. Who actually qualifies for this support? Because as you know, not every announcement automatically applies to every single person. Centrelink has clear rules, and it's important for you to understand exactly where you stand. The age pension in Australia is not a one-size-fits-all payment. It is based on eligibility rules that consider your age, residency, income, and assets. Let's break that down together in very simple terms. First, let's talk about age. To qualify for the age pension, you must have reached the pension age, which currently sits at 67 for both men and women. That means if you are younger than 67, this $5,000 confirmation will not apply to you yet. But if you are already receiving the age pension, or if you are about to turn 67 and planning to apply, this update is something you need to pay close attention to. Second, we have residency rules. To receive the age pension in Australia, you must be an Australian resident and have lived here for at least 10 years with at least 5 of those years in a row. This is to make sure the system supports people who have lived and worked here long enough to contribute to the community. If you're an Australian senior living overseas, there are special rules that might still allow you to receive part of the pension, but the $5,000 confirmation will likely be tied to those who are living here and actively connected with Centrelink. Now, the third factor, income and assets tests. This is where many seniors get confused, but don't worry, I'll explain it slowly. Centrelink looks at both your income, such as money from superannuation, investments, or part-time work, and your assets like your home, car, savings, and other property to decide how much pension you can receive. If your income or assets are above certain limits, your age pension may be reduced, or in some cases, you may not qualify at all. So, how does this connect to the $5,000 confirmation? Well, what we know so far is that the additional support is designed to target those already on the age pension. That means if you are already receiving the pension, you are in the group that stands to benefit. However, if your pension is reduced because of higher assets or income, the amount of support you receive could also be adjusted. In other words, the $5,000 is linked to your pension status. It is not an automatic cash handout for every senior, but it is focused on helping those who genuinely need the extra support. Now, let's be very clear. This doesn't mean wealthier retirees will be completely left out, but it does mean the priority will be seniors who are struggling most with the rising cost of living. This is why it's so important to check your Centrelink records. Make sure your income and asset details are up to date and confirm your pension status, because when new support like this is confirmed, Centrelink uses the latest information on file to decide how much you will receive. If your information is old or incorrect, you could end up waiting longer or even missing out. Friends, I know all this talk about tests and limits can feel overwhelming, but here's the simple truth. If you are already receiving the age pension today, you are in the right group. This confirmation is for you. The exact amount, the timing, and whether you get the full $5,000 or a portion of it will depend on your personal situation, but the key message is that seniors on the pension are the ones being supported. And I want you to hear this from me personally. You deserve this support. Too many times seniors feel guilty for asking for help, as if they are taking something they shouldn't. But let's be honest, you've worked all your life, you've paid your taxes, you've raised families, you've built communities. This is not charity, this is recognition. Recognition that you deserve a retirement where you don't have to count every cent just to survive. So, to summarize part 3, the $5,000 confirmation is linked directly to the age pension. If you're on the pension now, this is for you. If you're about to apply because you're reaching pension age, you will want to make sure you meet the residency and income asset requirements so that you can also qualify. My friends, we have walked a long journey together in this video, from understanding why the $5,000 Centrelink age pension confirmation is happening to who qualifies, how it connects to the age pension rules, and what steps you need to take to prepare. We've covered it all step by step, in clear, simple language. And what does it all come down to? It comes down to this. Older Australians are finally being recognised for the decades of hard work, sacrifice, and dedication you've given to this country. This $5,000 confirmation is not just a number on paper, it's a symbol of relief, a symbol of respect, and a symbol that your voice is being heard. I know many of you have struggled. I know many of you have cut back on food, skipped outings with friends, or sat awake at night worrying about bills. I know how heavy it can feel when your income never seems to stretch far enough. And that's why this update matters so much. It is not a handout. It is a helping hand, a chance to take a breath, pay off a few burdens, and move forward with a little more peace of mind. Now here's what I want you to remember as we finish. Check your Centrelink details. Make sure your records are up to date. Your income, your assets, your residency status, because when this support is released, the people with clear, accurate files will be the ones who receive it first. Don't let something small like an outdated record stand in the way of the help you deserve. And most importantly, don't let yourself feel alone in this process. You are part of a community. Every single senior watching this video is part of a group that looks out for one another, shares information, and supports each other through challenges. That's what this channel is here for, to be a voice of clarity, trust, and family. So let's take this moment to remind ourselves you have earned this. This confirmation is not charity, it is justice. It is recognition, and it is a step toward giving you the dignity and security you deserve in your retirement years. Before we close, let me say this. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. By doing so, you'll never miss an update, and you'll always be among the first to know about new payments, pension increases, or government support programs that affect you. Hit that like button too so more seniors can find this video and benefit from the information. And please share this video with a friend, a neighbor, or a family member who might also need to hear this news. And finally, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me how this $5,000 confirmation could help you. Would it cover bills? Would it help with medical costs? Would it allow you to enjoy something special you've been putting off? Your stories matter, and by sharing them, you help create a community where no senior feels invisible. My dear friends, you've given so much to this country. Now it's time that the country gives something back to you. The $5,000 Centrelink age pension confirmation is more than money. It's hope, it's recognition, and it's a promise that you are not forgotten. Thank you for spending this time with me. Stay safe, stay strong, and as always, stay connected.